Groups of teens are visible all around the city of Plymouth, England. I was curious when I got here to find out what these teens do for fun. My thoughts on British teen culture before this trip consisted primarily about football. That's soccer for all you Americans. I knew that small children start out playing football at a young age and continue this hobby for the majority of their lives. Many British teens are so involved with football that they get tattoos in support of their favorite team. Football can be enjoyed as an after-school sport or even at a local pub where every game is televised. There are other hobbies in Plymouth that aren't very different from the US. One of them is skateboarding. As soon as school ends for the day, groups of teens head into downtown Plymouth in order to skateboard. They can be seen doing kickflips and ollies off of fountains, benches, and stairways. My prediction about what teenage girls from Plymouth do as a hobby were pretty accurate after visiting Drake's Circus. Of course girls love to shop in Plymouth, much like girls in the US do. I really wasn't surprised to see groups of teens everywhere in the mall, shopping, socializing with friends, and eating ice cream.
Is youngsters enjoying themselves, and the big problem they have with that is they don't check out the depths of water first. They do not check out what they're doing. Other than that, youngsters are adventurous, always have been, always will be.
Furthermore, I'm aware of children and their exuberance and the amount of excess energy, as the older generation tends to put it, in them, and they need to get that adrenaline out their system basically in order to calm down and grow up.
My daughter's 17, she's been doing it since she was 12.
Really?
Yeah, and she's never been out again.
Wow.
And she's mad. So I wouldn't do it, personally speaking.
Yeah.
I've stood with my daughter and gone, no way. But that's what kids do. They get their kicks somewhere, ain't they?
Yeah.
And I'd rather her jump off a harbour than smoke dope. That's what it's called. The meanest lightest. She's a big girl, she makes her own decisions. If she gets hurt, I'll be there to pick up the pieces. If she ain't, I won't. You can't wrap people in cotton wool and expect them to live their life. We all make mistakes, we all do stupid things. Personally speaking, I think the world's got a whole lot more things to worry about than tombstoning, but that's just my opinion.
I discovered tombstoning while walking down the coast of Plymouth. I saw a group of about 20 boys standing atop a huge harbor wall and ventured over just in time to see them jump. From that moment on, I knew I had to find out more about this dangerous hobby. The part of my initial understanding about British teen culture that has changed is my overall feelings about how teens entertain themselves and how their parents view tombstoning. I never knew that the teens here were so adventurous, and how their parents don't think twice about it. From interviewing the parents, I can see that they believe kids will be kids, and allow their children a lot more freedom than parents would in America. They view tombstoning as an activity to help let their children go out and release their energy. I think a lot of the idea of British teen culture boils down to the more easygoing attitudes in the UK compared to the States. Parents and police in Plymouth trust their children and let them make their own choices, while in the US, parents are constantly monitoring behaviors of their teenagers. An example of this would be programming codes into their televisions to monitor what their children watch. In the end, it all boils down to the differences in culture, and it's clear from an in-depth look at a hobby like tombstoning that the two cultures of the US and England vary greatly in the aspect of being carefree and having parents let kids have more freedom.